All right, welcome back. I'm Kroger Executive Chef Steve Alls, and with me is Food Match Chef Brett Greenberg. Chef, there's so much you can do with this rotisserie chicken.
Oh yeah.
When I saw this Cacciatore recipe, it really got my culinary juices flowing. Let's tell our viewers how you do this take on it.
Sure, you got it. I chose this recipe because it really shows off the use of the med bar as a way to save some time in the kitchen. And we all need that these days. So
yes, we do.
We'll start by taking the rotisserie chicken, which is so great as it is, and just breaking it down into 8 pieces. And that, you don't need any sort of culinary know-how to do that because it's so tender. It really just pulls right apart, doesn't it? You just want to be careful not to tear the skin too much.
And you said it's a hunter-style dish anyway, so it's just rustic as can be. Even if it falls apart, it's okay, right?
That's right. So a little bit of the tomato marinade. These are the roasted tomatoes right off the med bar.
And that's really going to infuse some flavor in the chicken.
Yeah, that's infused with garlic and herbs. So that goes right into a hot pan. You can see we got that nice and hot.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to get our chicken skin side down just to sort of refresh it, bring it back to life. And then also the key to any good pan sauce, which is what eventually this Cacciatore is going to turn into, is to get all that good brown bits on the bottom of the pan.
The fond.
Exactly, the fond. So this, by just quickly browning it, and it doesn't take long because it's already cooked.
Yeah, you just want to sear that outside.
We want to sear the outside and get all that flavor into the pan. So a quick turn.
And then we just move it. We just move it over to a plate and let it rest.
Move that to a plate, let it rest, and then work on the sauce. And for the sauce, we've got some great ingredients right off the med bar again. Cacciatore usually refers to sauces that are made with mushrooms, onions, peppers, sometimes tomatoes, and some wine. So I've taken those exact ingredients off the bar. Here's our onions.
Cipollini onions?
Cipollini onions. Those
one of my favorites.
Marinated with some balsamic
vinegar.
There you go. So they got a nice tang to them. We've got our garlic and herb marinated mushrooms.
Okay.
Some of those go in. We've got roasted red peppers. I've just put a little dice on those.
And then more of the tomatoes.
And then the tomatoes. So we've already got the marinade in there. And we're just going to put some of the tomatoes right on top. And I like to leave those whole. This is a pretty rustic dish. And you just give that a couple quick tosses.
Look at that, it's looking really good.
Yeah, so that all comes together. I mean, that's a great sauce already.
Yeah. And then you're going to put the wine in, correct? Oh, I'm sorry. You want to make it like a roux out of this.
Exactly. This flour is going to combine with the oil that's already in the pan, and that's going to form, just like I said, a roux. And that's just going to help tighten up the sauce a little bit.
You don't want it like thick like a gravy. You just want it kind of.
That's right. And once the raw flour taste cooks off for a minute.
It takes about 2 or 3 minutes to do that, right?
Yeah. Then we go right in with the wine.
And what kind of wine do you have here?
This is a red wine, dry red wine. I chose a Chianti.
Okay.
Just because, again, I think I told the viewers earlier, I was in Tuscany, so I like to stick with what I was just using.
Oh, wow.
We pour that down in there, and we're going to let this reduce by about half.
Okay. I think we've got, you just let it go down, and I think we've got one already done that we can kind of show the viewers here.
We do.
Wow, so look at that. That's really nice.
The wine's come down. It's real concentrated. The vegetables have softened just a little bit there. And all we need to do now is get the
chicken stock
and the chicken drippings.
Now, I noticed chicken stock in these recipes, I understand, but what's the main point of putting the drippings in there?
Oh, more flavor.
There you go.
Flavor is always key when we're cooking. Just like we use the tomato marinade,
yes,
just to bring in all that extra flavor. The drippings, that's got a little bit of the chicken fat and all the roasting seasonings. So that goes right in there too. We don't want that going down the drain.
And then when do we put the chicken back in, Brett?
Right now, it's good.
Okay.
So we just nestle that right in there.
And just braise a little bit more.
Exactly.
Fall apart. It's going to melt in your mouth, isn't it?
Cacciatore is typically a slow cook process. You got to brown and cook the chicken, then you got to braise it for a long time to cook it through fully.
So we can put the lid on this?
We can put the lid on that, and all we're looking to do now is kind of heat it all together about 10 minutes, and you're set.
And we've got one that you actually had done a little earlier that has braised already, haven't you?
I do. This one is ready to go.
Ready to go?
So when I serve it, I like to do it over some egg noodles. I chose the whole wheat here. I like to eat with whole grains and keeping it with the whole Mediterranean diet and all that. So we've got a piece of white. This is part of the breast. And I like to go with a piece of dark as well. I got a nice leg piece right there.
Oh, man.
So I nestle that right over top. And then we're just going to go in, grab some of the sauce and all the vegetables.
There you go. All the goodies.
All the goodies.
All that fond that came up from the bottom of that, from that chicken sticking to the pan. Because adding flavor to this thing.
Spoon that right over top like so.
Now we're going to garnish this, correct?
Quick garnish.
What are you going to do?
We're going to do a little bit of fresh parsley right over top. And then
Oh, you got the big daddy of the cheeses, don't you?
Parmesan. I got a microplane here, any kind of grater, or you can even tear off little chunks. But that goes right over top like that.
Look at that.
Serve that with a nice piece of crusty bread.
Got a little piece of Ecchipanis bread here with our Cacciatore. Great, easy meal. When we come back, brownies, strawberries, figs, and ice cream. You don't want to miss it. Plus, we'll have our drawing for a $100 Kroger shopping spree. Stick around, everybody.